Hi. Have you ever totally lost it? Snapped at someone, shut down, spiraled into panic or guilt, and then later thought, what just happened to me? Let me tell you, you didn't overreact. You flipped your lid. Today, I'm going to walk you through a simple, science-backed way to understand your emotional reactions using Dan Siegel's hand-brain model, plus how to calm your nervous system using something called Name It to Tame It. This is something I use in session with clients all the time, and in my own life, too. So, Dr. Dan Siegel came up with this really helpful way to understand what's happening in the brain when we feel overwhelmed. It's called flipping your lid. And trust me, it's not just a catchy phrase. It's neuroscience. So imagine your hand is your brain. Your palm is the brain stem, the survival brain. Your thumb tucked in, that's the limbic system where your emotions and trauma responses live, and your fingers folded over the top, that's your prefrontal cortex, your thinking brain, and your rational decision maker. Now, what happens when you get triggered? That top part, the prefrontal cortex, flips open. You lose access to logic, language, problem solving. You're in full survival mode. Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. That's flipping your lid. So, when your lid is flipped, your nervous system isn't asking for logic, it's asking for safety. And this means it's especially important for folks with trauma histories, ADHD, chronic anxiety, or anyone who's been raised in a chronic household. You might go from 0 to 60 and have no idea why, because your body is responding before your brain even gets a vote. You're not broken. You're not overreacting. You're reacting perfectly, given the blueprint that your nervous system was handed. So this is where Name It to Tame It comes in. So once you've flipped your lid, you can't logic your way back to calm, but you can begin to soothe yourself by naming your internal experience. So here's how it works. Step 1 is you notice the signs in your body. Your heart's racing, your jaw's clenched, your thoughts start spiraling. Notice. Step 2 is you mindfully pause. Take a breath, and you say gently to yourself, something's happening. I'm noticing an activation, right? You're not judging what's happening. You're just observing it. You're noticing what's happening to you. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm noticing fear. There's anger here. I'm hurt. So when we start naming our feelings, the brain begins to reintegrate. The prefrontal cortex comes back online. Your thinking brain reconnects with your body. This is real neuroscience. Studies show that naming emotions reduces amygdala activity and increases regulation. It really does work. So let's try this together. Wherever you are, take a moment to pause. Close your eyes, if that feels safe, and take a deep breath in. And exhale slowly. Now, gently scan your body, starting with your head, noticing any tension as you scan down. Shoulders, arms, and all the while the breath is coming in and out, and you move down to your seat and your legs, and you notice what your thoughts are doing right now. If they start to wander, you just bring them back to what we're doing right now, just being in your body, taking time to notice. Is there a word for what you're feeling in this moment? Perhaps you can quietly name it to yourself. You may not be able to fix it don't try to fix it. Just try to see it. We're starting to understand ourselves in a new way. So you might say, I'm feeling tight in my chest. I'm aware of frustration. Or maybe I'm noticing sadness. It also has to do with being honest with yourself about what's really going on and how you're really feeling. So if you feel yourself softening, that's your nervous system saying thank you. Taking that pause, taking a moment, that's the stuff. So I want to clarify. This isn't about controlling your emotions. It's more about relating to them. So when you practice this, even in tiny moments, you're building trust with yourself. You're teaching your brain that I'm safe enough to notice what's happening inside of me. Over time, that changes everything, from how you respond in a conflict to how you talk to yourself when you're struggling. And so, if this resonated with you, try practicing Name It to Tame It. Even if it's just once this week. You don't have to do it perfectly, you just have to start noticing. And if you're someone who flips their lid often, welcome. You're human, and you're not alone. Subscribe if you want more trauma-informed tools that you can actually use, and check the description for a free worksheet on this practice. Drop a comment on what helps you come back to yourself when you're feeling things spiraling. And yeah, thanks again.